wabarakatuh. I'm going back from Mecca. Alhamdulillah, it's a very good news that we all celebrated. The people of Bangladesh celebrated ousting the fascist dictator, authoritarian dictator, Awami League. So now Dr. Muhammad Yunus started an interim government with new intellectuals, with new members. So this is a moment where we celebrate and we look forward to building a country again. And I think this movement or this revolution that was led by students, and the students themselves have convinced Dr. Yunus to take over this interim government and bring about a solution, a new solution. People are pretty much fed up with these old solutions because they have people of Bangladesh. And when I say Bangladesh, this is a case study for pretty much more or less similar cases in many parts of the world. We have been suffering with this kind of leaders who come under the banner of democracy, but they disguise behind the democracy an elite ruling system, basically, and they just resort to power and start to suck the resources, squeeze the population, exercise terror, introduce all kind of corruption in all branches of the government. So people want some kind of a check and balances, some kind of a new solution that can bring about progress without this corruption. And that's, I think, a big challenge for Muhammad Yunus, but he has taken the challenge and people are looking forward to see what is the nature of this new Bangladesh that we'll be seeing in the coming days, months and years. All we can do here is to speculate given the context. The context is that the people are looking forward for a new way of ruling. And knowing Muhammad Yunus particularly, from his background and his work in the economics, in the social sciences, in the development economies, in the microfinance, in his Grameen project, in his work with the Abdul-Baqi Jameel lab with MIT, I mean his connection with that group. From all this, I think it's not difficult to speculate some kind of a picture of what we'll be seeing. I think this is just speculations, is that Muhammad Yunus is very good and in coming of innovative solutions that he has already shown some examples when he introduced the microfinance system. The microfinance system leveraged the situation in Bangladesh where there are lots of rural population, and this rural population has a big number that are women, and a big number of those women are illiterate and they are poor. So see this combination of factors: women, illiterate, poor, disadvantaged. So all these things means that they are not, he didn't pick up young youth. By the way, this young youth were the troublesome to any dictators. And this young youth, they have created magic and miracle that no one have thought about, this Gen Z. So, but Muhammad Yunus didn't work with Gen Z. I mean, at that time when he worked, he picked women, poor, uneducated, and then gave them this money with double-digit return of interest. So this was not charity. It was kind of shark scheme, loan, and then that is how it worked. Of course, we can talk a bit more about this microfinance and all the details, which we can some other time. But this is how he worked. And I think the idea of the Grameen phone, it is a very innovative idea. When through this communication and the phone, you try to reduce the information asymmetry as much as possible. So you do not give the disadvantage of knowledge and information and exploit that disadvantage as many people they do. Because you're poor and you don't have the knowledge, somebody will keep the knowledge, because knowledge is power, and create this asymmetry of information just to get some profit, right? So through this Grameen phone things, the farmers can know the market condition because of this communication channel, and you raise some of these problems, which I thought is a very, very innovative approach. So let me not go into the details, but what I wanted to say here is that Muhammad Yunus has very good ideas, very innovative ideas, and these ideas subject are the population of Bangladesh. So the whole Bangladesh population will be, I'm here now, these are my speculations, will be a big lab, a very big lab to conduct lots of randomized controlled trials. And that brings me to his friends, and I mean they're all in the same class or same club, which are like Abhijit Banerjee, his wife, Esther Daflo, in the MIT's Abdul-Latif Jameel lab. Even they call it the lab, okay, poverty lab. So this whole Bangladesh will become a very good case for World Bank, IMF, all this Bretton Woods. So the Bretton Woods tenants, the World Bank tenants, IMF, they have just got a huge new lab at their disposal. And in this lab now, lots of neoliberal ideology, randomized control trials will start to work. And if I resort to conspiracy theory, and I will be the happiest person if these conspiracy theories turn out to be false and just conspiracies. I will be the happiest person, alhamdulillah. But if it really did turn into the picture that I will paint now, then I have already said it before as a warning. So please take it, whoever can convey this message to whoever gets concerned by it. So what will happen is that we have seen that when there is a solution given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many of these solutions are already been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, out of His mercy, has sent messengers to mankind with message that how would you govern, and I'm particularly talking about the Sharia of Islam, because this is the last Sharia. No prophet will come. So before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ left this world, he has left not only for Muslims, for Arabs, no, for the whole mankind, a whole system of how to work in governing yourself, how the family system will work, what is the role of husband, what is the role of wife, what is the role of man, what is the role of woman, how to raise children, what to do in the education, okay, in the military system, what is the best strategy as a military leader, okay, in science and technology. You will not find any branch of knowledge, humanities, social sciences, where Islam didn't come up with a very good solution. In very cases, Islam opens up big doors for people to explore. So Islam haven't come up with a formula for car, because Islam told us to explore the earth, its minerals, and see how this whole thing works. But Islam knew that if I didn't tell them about the computer or internet, eventually they would know. Eventually the people will be able to experiment and discover car and airplane and computer and mobile phone and this and that. But Islam knew that no matter how many times they do labs and experiments, they will never find out that there is a life hereafter. So Allah gave it for us. They will never be able to find a just solution to distribute the inheritance after the death of a person, that the son will get this, the wife will get that, the husband will get that many, if he has the details of Surah An-Nisa in the system. So this is a branch when Islam gave us as a hadiyah and told us that in this area I have already given you. Please don't try to come up with a new parallel system, because you're gonna miserably fail. Similar way in the trading and the international relationship, in the interest, when he gave us with this is halal, this is haram, this is riba, this do not do it, this, okay, this whole system, whenever the humanities and social sciences came under the banner of secularism and atheism, they came with what they came up with a background in the European, continental Europe, after the French Revolution, and before that after the Enlightenment, after the Renaissance, after the, okay, this is a development that happens in the European continent, and the clash with the Roman Catholics Church, and which yielded a secularism and okay, what is for Caesar, let it be for Caesar, what is for God, let it be for God. Okay, so these divisions, but this is foreign to the system of Islam, which started in Medina, and Muslim scientists enjoyed. There was no Copernicus in the Muslim world. Copernicus was in the and Galileo was in the continental Europe. In the Muslims, there was handshake between the ulama and the Quran and Hadith, and they just progressed. Okay, and if there were a deviation, it came through Aristotle and the Greek philosophy. It was, you can never accuse Quran or Sunnah for these deviations. Okay, so what I wanted to say here is that Muhammad Yunus is working in a country that has 90% population Muslims. they understand Islam, they love Islam, but they are not very much knowledgeable, maybe, the population, because many of them are poor or illiterate. So when he comes to Bangladesh and try to introduce some of the things that Banerjee or Duflo or himself or the World Bank or the IMF, they set some solution in some MIT labs and export it as such to Bangladesh and try to force it on the population, that will be disaster, I'm telling you from now. That will be a disaster, I'm telling you from now. Why it is disaster? Because if he is working on an area where Islam has already given you a solution, I mean, the people of Bangladesh are looking forward for a new solution. They are coming, really, these young people, I do believe that they are coming with a very sincere appeal to Muhammad Yunus. They have a very high expectation from this guy, from Muhammad Yunus, that he is really a Nobel laureate, and he has a very good connection with the West, with the Western world, and he will be able to save us. So Muhammad Yunus, if you want to save us, don't please introduce a solution that has Islam already have, and you come up with a new parallel system. I do welcome any kind of solutions that enhances the efficiency, like raises the corruption, brings in some governance, enhance the efficiency of the thing, improve the situation. I do welcome it, and I think that these are the things we really wanted to spend time and energy during this period. But don't come up with designing a new solution for which already Islam have a solution, or going against the guidelines of Islam in some social science departments. For example, let us take the situation of the microfinance here. Coming back with the microfinance that I started with. I mean, see the whole problem with that. The problem with that is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created man and woman, has created husband and wife. This is a small factory that produces human beings, which is the children, okay? And Allah has defined the physical body, the chemistry, the emotions, the muscle power, from all aspects. Allah has defined it as such so that this objective is fulfilled, which is the husband is given some kind of ration, some kind of a muscle power, some kind of ability that he can go the whole day, work in the field, work in the company, do this, that, and earn some money to the house. The wife at the house, he keeps she is not unemployed. Please don't tell us that when woman stays at home, she is unemployed. This is our first problem, okay? They will say woman empowerment. Okay, so they mean that woman empowerment means take her out of the home, get her into a company, and that's only where we're empowering. It is basically empowering men, not women. Empowering men to exercise his lust and entertainment and sex and all these things. So let us name the things, let us name the spade as a spade, okay? So what happens there? What happens with this system? The West has already been seeing it. I mean, it's not something that is new, because the West has already exercised these things for hundreds of years, and they came to a conclusion that this things is drowning the West. It is the Titanic in the West that has already hit the iceberg, and it is drowning in the areas of family, in the areas of miserably they are going down. So how can MIT, World Bank, IMF, and these people and their messenger, which is Muhammad Yunus, can do these things? And we are an ummah of Quran. that has all these solutions and materials, we take it just like this. Again, I say that this is speculations, and I am the happiest person if my speculations turned out to be false, and I will be very happy, alhamdulillah. But if it didn't turn out the false, I have said it before, and this is the nadir. This is the message of all messengers. When Allah said, Rusula mubashirina wa mundhirin, this is the core job of prophets, is that they come to a community and say that if you maintain the status quo, I am giving you a warning. Okay, so this is my thinking here, is that please don't break the family's structure. The young and the youth has lots of power. When you encourage the young boy to get married with a modest girl that keeps her duty towards her husband, and she is fully employed and she is the queen at her home, don't tell that she is unemployed. She is doing the most noble task, which is producing a next generation, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in such a way that the woman needs to nurture her kids. The kids will suffer when the boy will return home and both husband and wife at work. Maybe there is a nanny or a maid at home, and the boy needs, when he opened the door, he didn't find a mother coming and embracing him and saying that what happened to the school, and the boy with all his joy and these things narrative stories. This is the beauty. These are things will be missing when you force this woman to give them loan and engage them in the work and keep their husbands unemployed. What is this? This is a complete foolish kind of social science solution that will fail, and it has already failed, and it has proven to be failed. Muhammad Yunus, when he was received in the airport, he himself said, and in many interviews he said, that 2/3 of our population are young, and the young has created a magic today, and alhamdulillah, many of them are literate. Increasingly people are literate, so we can give the best examples to the world, given that you start with the Islam, you benefit from the Islam. In your cabinet you have identified one person to handle the Islamic things, and by that definition itself, I think this is the traditional silo view, that okay, we have department, and there is a department of religion or whatever, because religion in the European concept is not Islam. Basically, Islam means economics, Islam means education, Islam means women affairs, Islam means military, Islam means foreign affairs, Islam means interior security, Islam means everything. But when you say Islam just as a religion and you identify one person, as if you're telling him that keep your mouth shut when it comes to education, keep your mouth shut when it comes to military, keep your mouth shut when it comes to economics. You have one job: maintain those people in the masjid, give them maybe some microphone, arrange for them some good neat and clean system in the masjid, even regulate what the khatib says in the masjid, so that the secularism is flourish. They won't let us try to put some leash on those various madrasas. Okay, woman madrasa is something, okay, if there has to be a madrasa, let us control what is said. If you mean by these things, you are depriving 170 million of population who love Islam. You are depriving them from a treasure. This is a golden opportunity that is missed. So let me end I didn't want to elongate it much further, but I think through this I have given some hints here and there, basically some warning signals and signs, and this is the best I can do, given that I have no influence. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed on me his favor by understanding the Quran to an extent that I could identify these things. And if you think what I said is bullshit, it's wrong, I'll be very happy to know what is right and what is wrong in the things that I have just told you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.